Right, so today I'm going to show you how to get all your drawings together and put them all onto one board. I am going to open up my board, and I've already opened up all my files, and so before I actually get into the board, I'm going to show you what I did for a project at work. So this is a house I'm helping design at work, and I did it in SketchUp, and I wanted to see if I could do some plans using SketchUp to scale, and you can. There's a way to do it using layout. So I'll probably post another video on how to do that in layout, so you guys can use that when you get into your studio courses. But anyway, so what I like to do is I like to open these up, and I like to prep each drawing. Like, this is the pool, and I don't want to show the pool, so I'm going to use the marquee tool, the letter M, and I'm going to just start down here. Left click, hold, and I'm going to drag, and I don't have to be exact because I can use the up arrow to get exact. And I'm going to do the same down here. What I did was I left click right in the rectangle, and left click and hold, and I can drag this selection wherever I want. And I'm just going to get close so I can use the arrows to finish exactly what I want to finish. All right, so this is preparation before I actually transfer these to my presentation board. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the rest, and I am going to show you how to add people and other things. Okay, so I cleared this up. I cleared that other thing up. Right here on my site plan, for whatever reason, this turned out gray, and these seats turned out a little bluish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean that up. So I'm going to use the magic wand tool. Hit the letter W right here, magic wand, and I'm going to brush this white. So hit the letter B. I'm going to change my palette over here, and I'm going to right click so I can change the size of my brush. I like a bigger brush just so I can just get it done and over with. And there you go, that's fixed. Control plus to zoom in. The letter H for hand to slide things over. Control plus again. So I really want to zoom in and make sure I get these selected properly. And again, I'm holding shift to select more than one circle. And so the letter B for brush, and bam. So it protects everything that I've selected within that circle. And now this is changed. I don't have to worry about it. So control minus. So this is my site plan. I probably should have added shading. I can show you how to do that. So control plus. And I'm just going to show you on one side right here. So I'm going to use the lasso tool, letter L, polygonal lasso. And we'll go right here. And we'll just get close to to this edge. This is a part of the chimney. This is the roof's edge. And I should be good here. So what I'm going to do is click and click, and I'm going to paint this area black. Probably should have did that on another layer. Control Z. So here's the thing about layers. What I love about layers are right here you can add another layer, create new layer, and I would always name it. So shadow, house, shadow. And what I love about layers is I'm on this layer. See how they highlight? Now I'm on this layer. This layer has nothing. I can shut this layer off and it shows what I selected. I'm going to go ahead and brush on this layer. And the reason why I want it on a different layer is I can come right here, bring down the opacity, and now it looks like it is shaded. Bring down the opacity even more. I could do the same over here, put some shadows, but I figured I'd just show you on one so you know how to do it. And that's that. Let's see. I can also transform this. If I hit Control T, I can right click and distort to kind of, okay, if I didn't do it right, let me stretch this out a little bit, go from there, and there you go. Pretty simple. That didn't come out how I wanted it to, but that's all right. I'm gonna undo. So Control Z for undo, and I'm good with this. So we'll just move on. All right, right here. So I went ahead and did sections vertically, so like on each floor, so I could have the first floor and the second floor, but I need to fix all this, and I'm glad it came out this way so I can show you guys. So I'm going to make a new layer, and this is going to be the background layer. And I'm going to make sure it is called white background layer. All right. Now remember I said that how these layers are stacked is literally how they're stacked on this working area, this working space. So I want to bring this down underneath here, so I just left click and drag. Now this white background is under here. So watch this. I'm going to go ahead and color in this background. So I'm just left click and hold. And my computer's lagging a little bit, but it should catch up. Okay, so now that my background's painted, all of it's painted. Took a little bit for my computer to catch up, but that's okay. Now I'm done with the paint command. I recommend highly, once you're done with the paint command, jump into the marquee tool. The marquee tool is a selection tool. It's a really safe tool to be in because you're not going to mess with anything. You don't accidentally erase anything. Everything stays pretty much the way it is. And so what I want to do with these floor plans is post-shade these walls. And some of these things came out all messed up. So I'm going to go ahead and some of these walls are post-shade and some of them are not. These walls aren't post-shade. I know which ones are. So I'm going to use the magic wand tool. The letter W and this dot right here indicates I'm on this one. And I'm just going to select. Oop, wrong layer. Make sure you're on the right layer. So let me go ahead and just floor plans. So now I'm on the right layer. Okay. So I know these walls need to be pocheted, so I'm just going to go ahead and select them. I'm holding shift as I select. For whatever reason, I didn't clean up my line work, and now I got to deal with this. And I'm just going to show you a brief example on how you can quickly crochet all these walls. Again, for whatever reason, so don't just do what I did. I try to select everything. Just select some chunks and paintbrush. Switch it over to black. And I'm going to make this paintbrush smaller because I really don't need it that big. And the bigger it is, the more issues you might have. Now, since you guys already did this drafting by hand, you don't have to do what I did. But this is definitely useful information for future reference. If you need to fix stuff for a presentation board, now you know how to do it. You got extra line work in there. I can show you how to erase that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause this video and I'll post-shade the rest of this. But before I do that, I am going to make sure that something like this does not need to be post-shade. So I can either erase it or brush it, but I'm going to erase it. So I just use the magic wand tool, the letter W, delete, delete. And this is a garage door, so that can stay like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and post-shade the rest. And let me zoom out and see if there's anything else that I need to correct. Nope, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and post-shade everything, and then I'll be right back. So sometimes you run into a bit of a snag. If I use the magic wand tool right here, for whatever reason it selects everything that I don't want it to select. So I can use the marquee tool. And I'm just going to select this area, hit brush, and voila. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Since there's just too much to select. There you go. And you could do the same everywhere else. You know, there's many ways to do this. I like the magic wand tool because it's quick, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a pain, and you got to deal with it. So it looks like I did not select this part. Brush. There we go. This part right here was not meant to be, so I'm going to delete that. Again, this part actually goes up above the house, and I don't need that in my second floor plan. So just going to clean that up. There's a few things that you know you're going to have to clean up. Just make sure you clean that up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all my files open. If I click right here on these arrows, I can go to any of these documents that are open. And this is where my project presentation board is. This is going to be the main rendering. So I'm going to hit Control A, and that selects it all. I don't have to hit the marquee tool or anything like that. And then Control C. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this onto my presentation board. Control V. And then Control T. Control T is the transform command. And I like to use this command because I can stretch this however I want. If I hold Shift, it will, or it's supposed to. Well, it was supposed to. I don't know what happened, but it used to be able to adjust these percentages properly. And it looks like the width does not quite match the height. So if you go up here, I'll just type in 93.75 to match the height. So it is proportionately scaled. Now this is pretty massive. I don't need all of this, but I do like this. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and double click right here, name the layer, and I'm just going to name it rendering. I know I don't want it this big. Probably going to trim this to about here. Yeah. Gives the same message even though I took away a little bit of it. Now I have more room to play. So, what all goes on here? Well, I have that. Let's go to some of these. Site plan. Definitely need a site plan. So, Control. So this is the house shadow. Now I won't be able to grab the house shadow on this layer. So I hit Control E and it merges the layer. And that's it. That's what I usually do. I'll prep everything here before I dump it onto the presentation board. So I'm using Magic Wand tool. This is a cool trick. Check this out. I'm going to select this area right over here. And then I'll right click and select inverse. And I think there's something over here that I need to get rid of. Delete. 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 Yeah, there was something on the edges. Alright, so let's try this again. Oops, edit. Undo. So, there we go. Select inverse, and when. I got everything that I wanted from this. So, Control C to copy. Come back over here, find my presentation board, Control V, and Control T. Control minus to zoom back out, and I'm going to adjust the size to probably about here. Let me control plus. Really don't need the site plan to be extremely huge. And so I think I'm just going to make it 22, 22. And hit enter. There we go, it's resized. The letter V to move this around. I can move this however I like. And let's just put this here for now. I think I'm going to stack the floor plans over here. So let me see. Yeah, here's my floor plans. This is the first floor, and this is the first floor, and this is the second floor. So I'm going to grab one at a time. I'm going to use the marquee tool. Control C. Come back over here. Control V. And Control minus. Control T. And now I'm going to bring this down to probably about 20. I'm going to shrink it to, yeah, 20%. There we go. And that's important because I'm going to do the same with the other ones. And now this is the first floor plan. So the great thing about being in the transform command is that I can move this as well. I can also rotate this 180 degrees, which I want to do because here's the front and this is the front. So I want this to make logical sense. So I'm just going to hit enter. It's going to resize. Let me go back to I think it's this one. Nope. I'm done with that one, so let me get rid of this. No. Here we are. I'm going to grab this one. Let's Control Z. Control Z. I want to grab this marquee tool. So I'm going to hit the letter M, and I'm just going to use arrows. I'm going to use the left arrow and slide this over because I don't want to change the size. I want to use the same size. And in fact, I could probably just drag it over, help it out. And now I can come here and grab this whole thing. So Control C. And that way, when I go to resize this on my presentation board, Control V for paste, Control T, and now I can just go over here to the percentage I'm going to decrease it by, and it automatically adjusted. I'm also going to right-click, rotate counterclockwise, and move this right above where it needs to be. And I want to line this up. So let me hit enter. And to me that doesn't look lined up. What I can do is I can take a guide. And actually that's not bad. Visually it just looked like it was not lined up. Oh, it's not. So if I want to line this up, I can probably put a V. Let me move this over here, just a little closer to the edge. And then Let me get on the right layers. So let me rename these. I fell victim to not following my own typical Photoshop standards. This just helps keep things organized so you know exactly where everything's at. And so site plan, you know what layer that is. First floor, let me go ahead and hit the letter V, tap this over a little bit, and I want to line this up. And let me grab this guide, hit Control, and that's fairly close. So letter V, scooch that over. All right, that's lined up. I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this background off because I want to see. Okay. I don't know why there's a line here, but I'm going to get rid of it. So marquee tool. And that is on the second floor. Let's hit delete. And it's gone. Great. And now I'm starting to put together a presentation board. You can start seeing how this is coming together. So I'm done with the floor plans. Nope. I could use these elevations. You guys only did 2, so don't worry about that. Let me grab, I think I want to grab one in the front, and let me grab another one from somewhere else. Now I did these to scale, so they're all going to match up. Copy. Paste. Control T. Minus. And now let's do this at 22. That should be good. Hit enter. Let's get a side view. Let's get this side right here. This is more interesting. Shows the patio, deck, and let's see. Control copy. Control V. Control T. And well, I just have to type in 22. Let's see. Enter. Move this down. Let's go plus, plus, plus. Control plus. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so kind of have everything, but this is, need to adjust this a little bit. Go. Not too bad. And there are my elevations. What I could do is, let me do a new layer. Don't forget to label your layers. Front elevation. And you can label these like north, south, east, west. Side elevation. And this will be a grounding line. I'm going to make this grounding line a little thicker. So let me zoom in. And I probably should shrink these down. In fact, let me do that. Control minus. So check out this cool trick. So if I hold shift, I can select both of these layers. Control T, I can transform both of these layers at the same time. So let me 80. Perfect. Enter. Let's take the front elevation. Let's hit V and move that. So that's the move tool. And side elevation. Let me jump on that layer. Let me move that as well. There we go. I like that. Control plus. Control plus. There we go. Alright, so now I want to zoom in, plus. I want to zoom in this, and zoom in a little too far. And I want to get a grounding line. And so I want to make sure it goes a little past. There we go, brush. Oh, make sure I'm on the grounding line layer. And there we go. The letter V, so I can move this into place. Oops. Alright, there we go. I need one over here. What I can do is I can right click on this layer, duplicate layer, grounding line copy. I'm good with that name. The letter V. And what I'm going to do is grab this copy and move it on over. And notice that Photoshop tries to do the right thing. And I don't want them to touch because I want to indicate that they're two separate things. So let me transform. And that's Control T. And what I want to do is I want to adjust the size of this. And that looks good. Hit enter, Control minus. Now you see it's really coming together. So I need a section plan. Here's my section. Control C. I am done with this. Nope. I am done with this. I'm not saving. You probably should. Control V. Control T. Let's change this down to 22. Probably put that right here. Duplicate this layer again because I need a grounding line for that. Letter V. And I'm going to bring this up. And then I could probably make this a little bigger. In fact, I'm going to. Section. Control T. Let's change this to 130. And yeah, 130 is fine. There we go. Probably could do a little bigger, but that's okay. There we go. That's grounded. Now I would move these down so you know roughly where they're at. Okay, so kind of mess that one up. There we go. And then I'm just going to rename this front elevation ground line. Side elevation ground line. And this is section. All right, let's get into labels. This I'll probably adjust the size and make it bigger, but labels are really important. Let's just site plan. All right, I do not like this font at all. Some of you might. You can change fonts up here to whatever you like. Oh, there we go. That's my next tattoo. Second. Kind of like that. And what I want to do is I want to do this. And let's do the same for sections. And I want to make sure that this is lined up, so I'm using kind of eyeballing it, but I probably shouldn't. I got relatively close. Back to the letter T, and here we go. Front. And I'm going to duplicate this layer, and I'm not going to call it front. You should call yours north, south, east, or west. What's going on? Okay. Now the letter V. Slide this over. This is taking forever. Just grab this. So if I hit the letter T, I can jump back in and change this. V. Go. And notice I'm not changing the font size or any of that because I want this to be uniform. Let's take this and bring it down. V. Let's put it on the first floor. And why is the first floor not moving? Okay. There it goes. I want to make sure I have room for first floor, second floor. I'm going to duplicate this layer. Change this to first. And so what I like to do, it's a little cheat, little hack, Control A, Control C, I copy that name because I'm naming the layer that. And now I'm on that layer, so the letter V for move, and I want to move this down to the first floor. And now I need to correct this. So Control A for all, and then Control V, because I already copied that. And so, little time-saving trick. If you want, you could keep it lined up. That's fine. I need a nautical star. I also need people. And so I'm just going to go to Google's and grab a nautical star. So here are pretty cool nautical stars. I usually get one from clipart because clipart's free. So I'll save the image as, I'll just save it as a desktop. And here I want to find people, so silhouettes of people. And this is how you can grab people. Here's another great website, visualizingarchitecture.com. I definitely recommend using them. But yeah, go save image as, and just put this on the desktop. And there you go, done with that. So file, open, desktop. And here they are. Great thing about it is I can select them both, open both up, and there you have it. So I'm going to hit the letter W, select inverse, Control C, come back to this, Control V, and there's my nautical star. And then I am probably going to reduce this in size. Let's just say 75%. That's a good size. And I could put this over my site plan a little bit. Actually, I think I want to bring it down to 50%. There we go. And let me see, Control Plus. Oh yeah, there's some stuff I need to clean up. Well, I'm just going to change the opacity to so it's see-through, and then hit enter. And there you go. There's my nautical star. And oh, if I need to change this, I can rotate this. So that is the transform command. I could also change the rotation to 45 degrees right here. And, you know what? Just for the heck of it, I'll leave it like that. So now I have the nautical star, and it's not really standing out too much, but it's enough. People. So I am done. I'm done with this. I don't need that. This I'm not going to use. This I might use. I don't know if I'll use this. You know, I just did some extra renderings. Here's some people. And here's what I like to do. Copy. Go back to, I'll use magic wand, select that. And the reason why I like to use silhouettes is I can go back to here and place people in the elevations. So let's go to Control Plus, Control V. Oop. Where did this person go? Ah, there they are. So they might be underneath everything. Just call this man, dude. And then Control Plus. What I want to do is come down here and there. There you go. You have people. I could probably reduce the size because here's the door, and he should not be taller than the door. And that's about it. There we go. So that's how you can put in people. And the nautical star. Oh, if you want to put in a if you want to put in a vicinity map, you just type in the address. It's fine. My location, and go. Let's just say these people live right over here. And what you want to do is you can take a snip using the snipping tool. If you're using a Mac, it's Command-Shift-4, new, and go. And then File, Save As. Vicinity map. Put this on my desktop. There you go. Back to here, file, open, vicinity map, open. I would definitely recommend putting some sort of dot where the house is. Just going to say the house is right here. And so let's do an indication of that. And I'm putting it on a new layer. So brush, and I am going to change the color to red. And then I chose a dark red because I'm going to bring down the opacity. And there you go. Control E to merge the layers, Control Alt, Control C for copy. So Control Alt is Control A. And let's go back to here. Control V, vicinity map. So it'll go there. I don't know. Oh, that's right. I changed it. There we go. I don't really like the way this looks. I'm probably going to change it later, but you get the idea. So that's pretty much it. There you go.